So it's a cold and rainy day outside, and I thought, let's make a stir fry. I love stir fries. I love vegetable stir fries, so I'll show you what I got going on here. This video is part of a collaboration named Quick and Easy Meals. It's hosted by Anna at the Grace Life DIY Home Decor, Debbie at Debbie Bubbles, and Jean at Jean Home Decor, and more. I've got rice going in the rice cooker. I had a cabbage in the refrigerator. I'm gonna have to pull off some of the outside leaves, but no worries. I had some mushrooms in the freezer, so I defrosted those. I'm gonna grate this yellow zucchini. I defrosted some of my carrots and onions that I froze a few months ago. This is the last of the first round. I just grated and froze some new carrots about a week ago, so I'm finishing up what I had, and I haven't redone the onions yet. Right now it's very cold in the house, so I don't feel they're going to sprout as quickly, so I'm not as worried about it. I also have some celery I'm going to finish up. I have peanut oil, which I like to use for stir frying, and I'm going to put a little bit of Hoisin sauce on top. So the first thing I'm going to do is warm up my wok. I'm going to put this on medium-high on the stove, and I'll start cutting up vegetables. So I'm going to start cutting up these mushrooms and put them in with the onions and the carrots when I saute them. I'm actually going to saute the celery first because that's the hardest. When I take vegetables out of the freezer, even if they've been raw, when I put them in, like the carrots, well, those were blanched. Usually they come out softer and they don't take as long to cook. So I'm going to do all three of these together. So I'm just going to get these ready and off the cutting board, cutting them into bite-sized pieces. Now I'm going to start with the celery. I'm going to put that in as soon as this gets warmed up, the pan. I was about to go outside and take my composting because I have some of this stuff, but it just suddenly started raining again. It was almost a roaring sound. It was so loud. So I'm going to go like this. Again, in bite-sized pieces. All right, there's my celery. Here's what's left. I'm going to try planting this in the ground. All right, the wok is about ready to go, so I'm going to put that celery in there first. I'm standing right next to it. I'll be stirring it while I am cutting up the rest of the vegetable. I'm going to go ahead now and grate this yellow squash. You could also put frozen yellow squash in it, grated. I grate these and put them in 1 cup servings in the freezer, but since I have a fresh one, no need to pull one out. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm going to put that in there. So I have quite a bit to cook here, but all this stuff cooks down quite a bit. The last thing I need to cut up is the cabbage. All right, so the celery is softer, still a little bit of crunch. So I want to add these vegetables I've been preparing. The carrots, the mushrooms, the onions, and the squash. All right, I cut off some chunks of cabbage, and I'm just going to slice it up like this. You don't want huge pieces, at least I don't. I love cabbage. It is one of the most versatile vegetables around. You can eat it cold and uncooked, or you can eat it cooked in all these different ways. Plus, it lasts a long time in the refrigerator, so it's a really great thing to have. I did try to freeze these as per instructions, but I did not like the texture of them frozen. You freeze them after they're cooked, and I just did not care for how they came out. So just FYI, but they stay for such a long time in the refrigerator uncooked that I don't know that you really need to freeze them like that. All right, I'm going to check how everything else is going, and then we'll add the cabbage. Things are cooking down quite well. I think I'm going to go ahead and throw in the cabbage. And here we go with the cabbage. Get that stirred in, and then we'll be done. This is ready now. I've turned off the stove. I'm going to take some out, put it in a bowl, and mix it with the sauce. I don't like to mix the sauce all up in all of it unless I'm going to eat it on the spot. like to cook it and then add sauce every time I decide to have some. All right, this is the amount I think I'm going to eat. My rice is ready. I'm going to put in a little bit of this sauce and taste test it, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'll plate it up. I love this bowl. A friend of mine made it. She's a potter, and I use it specifically and exclusively for stir fries. It has this nice little lid, so let's take it off. That looks amazing, and I'm sure it's going to taste just as amazing. I already tried it a little bit when I was putting in the sauce, and I'm ready to go. So this is such an easy thing to do. I used produce I already had in the freezer, already had in the refrigerator, and some sauce. Thank you so much for watching.